of Sonora Smart God. And Sonora the Smart God was in a Mother's Day service in Spokane, Washington. And as they began to talk about the importance of mothers in the lives of people, something hit her because her mother had died when she was very young. So Sonora's dad, and I want to get his name if I could real quick there. His name is Henry Jackson Smart. Okay, no problem. You do what you got to do, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Yay!
Yeah, next week, come on back, and it gets even better. Okay, so this man ended up taking on the role of raising his daughter. So this woman had become successful and become educated and become a blessing. And she realized that it was that way because of her father. And so what she did is she got a campaign together. And at her church, they had the first ever Father's Day. She picked the month of June because that was the month that her dad was born in. So she picked the month of June, and they at their church had the first ever Father's Day in Spokane, Washington in 1910. And it began to set a wave as church after church began to hear about it. And in 1924, Calvin Coolidge, then he saw what was going on, and he thought it was a good and noble thing. In 1924, the third Sunday of every June, we celebrate Father's Day.
Awesome.
Little history lesson, you got that?
Yay!
So you didn't know something before, I figured I'd throw something at you. But I got to be honest with you. When it comes to holidays like Mother's Day and Father's Day, may I be transparent? I don't like to minister them. Now, the reason why is not because I'm a fuddy-duddy. Fuddy-duddy.
Candy bar?
What is a fuddy-duddy?
Candy bar.
Whatever a fuddy-duddy is, I'm not it. But I don't want to be a fuddy-duddy, but here's the problem, is I have pastored for 25 years. Especially the holidays like Father's Day and Mother's Day bring up such mixed emotion. Because on some cases, some people were raised with wonderful fathers that loved them and gave them a godly example of life. However, on the other hand, there are many people in which their relationship with their father is severed. There are many days when I have fathers that are in the church that have gone through divorces, and they don't have custody of their children. And they go through pain. And so we do what we do is we give out awards and thank yous and all that, but the truth of the matter is sometimes really all we're doing is stirring up more pain than anything else. And so that's why I don't like ministering on Father's Day. I will be honest with you and tell you I'm 46 years old, very young.
Okay.
Okay, it's all about perspective, all right?
There you go.
Right.
It's funny, is I've lived my life, my age is always a young age.
That's funny.
I'll be 90 and be like, hey. And someone say, hey, you're old. I'm what? What do you mean I'm old? But I'll be honest with you, I'm 46, and I do not know who my father is. I don't know. Because my mother was a prostitute. Okay, she was a prostitute. And so my dad was just going for and that has never bothered me. Never, because I always had great father figures in my life. In Christ, God's been so good to me. For the first time in my life over the past month, I really have felt the void. not know my dad. Wow. Why do I think the way I think? I knew my mother, so I know her personality, but why do I act the way I act? When I do certain mannerisms, does he do them too, but I don't know about it? You follow what I'm saying? And so this Father's Day has been sort of an emotional day for me, for the first time in my life ever. And so tonight I was thinking about, in dealing with Father's Day, I was thinking maybe, how do we handle this? How do you handle Father's Days with their joys? If you have a daddy and you can, if he's not being a jerk and will let you into his life, call him or bless him tomorrow. Do something for him. Do something. If you can't, or you lost a father, all this emotion, how do we get past all this? And I thought about the gospel. And I thought, oh yeah, the truth of the matter is, it's not about me. And it's not about you. What gets us to feel better about life is when we realize that life is not about us. In other words, if we can take the realm of Father's Day outside of our experience and get the mind of God. Someone say the mind of God. Get the mind of God about what Father's Day really is all about. Because as I began to study this, you know what I found out? I started feeling better about Father's Day. Because I just started getting my mind focused on my real father. I want to say this, that sometimes in Christianity, I've known people in Christianity that use spirituality as escapism. In other words, they don't want to face reality, so they plunge into denial. And they don't look at reality. But the truth is, you do have a father in this place. And this Father's Day, I want to teach you